Jason from MyRestoRide. We're back here at oneoffrod&custom, and we're taking a look at the 49 frame behind me. Let's get in and see where they're at with it and give you all an update. Okay, so if you recall in our last video, they were working on building out the front half of the frame. They had already had their notches in the front cut, their radiator mount put in. They've installed the engine back, and then we put it in the cab back on. We can show you a picture here. And that's where they were trying to ensure their measurements were going to work with the motor being lifted a little bit. They wanted to make sure there was clearance underneath so that we would not hit the oil pan on the bottom of the motor, or it didn't sit any lower than where the frame was. So that was the adjustment they made. I think it's up by about 2 inches, just with that new front clip and the way it's positioned in here. They have some additional adjustments to do on the front half just to make sure that it doesn't sit too far back in the cab, and the firewall can be adjusted to make sure it accommodates it. But that's another video. If you follow back the frame, we're looking at, naturally we have got our cross members in for our drive shaft support. We showed you that in another video. They've got their measurements going with their strengthening. These bars help us to keep the transmission and motor straight, and doesn't allow the frame to twist at all with the power on that engine. Follow back, as you can see, and now they're working on the rear where they've got the step notches in, and you can kind of come around and see they've got the 9-inch rear we're working on putting in, and the frame rails that are mocked up for the step notch. It's got some blending. We're going to do the same type of transition that we did up here to transition from a more narrower box tubing to the wider box tubing, and then back here coming from the wider box tubing and transitioning that in to support the rear. This will give us enough travel in the rear to be able to lay out, put those 24s that we're getting. As you can see, we're very happy with the progress on the 49. I love the detail that oneoffrod&custom has put into the design of this frame, making sure it is truly one-off, and that everything is going to be sound, structurally sound, and have a nice ride, nice stance when it's all finished and put together. We'll continue to update you on the channel when we have more to update. It may seem like a slow process, and that's because it is. A lot of testing goes into this, a lot of measurements, as you can see, to ensure that everything is going to line up properly, especially with our forelink back here and our pinion angle, ensuring that that's going to be able to, when you lift and lower the vehicle, the pinion angle stays correct and it doesn't put any stress on the transmission and or at the rear inappropriately. So One-Off's doing all that measurements now, keeping this solid. We've got a gusset that they've put in here to strengthen up the rear as well. We'll take a look at that in a second. But they're doing a great job. If you want to see more on the build here, 49 build, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then put a comment below if you want to see anything else that we want to do on this channel. So take a look at this last look at this 49, and then we'll check back in another video.
Getting stronger. This is how legends are made. Above it.